Before we start, hit like, subscribe, and comment below with your biggest money mistake. Because today, we're solving one of the biggest financial questions people in the UK face every single day. Should you pay down your car loan or invest the money instead? It's one of those questions that divides even the experts. Half say, pay the debt, be safe, and the other half say, invest and build wealth. But what if the real answer isn't about the money? It's about psychology, math, and mindset combined? Now, before we dive deep, quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for education only. Always do your own due diligence and speak with a certified advisor before making financial decisions. Let's start with something relatable. You've just checked your bank account. You've got a bit of extra cash this month, maybe a few £1,000s saved up, and you're thinking, should I throw this at my car loan, or could I be smarter and invest it? Here's the truth. Either decision could make or cost you tens of thousands over time. But first, let's talk numbers. The average car loan in the UK right now is about £15,000 at an interest rate between 5% and 9%. That means you're paying around £60 to £110 a month in interest alone. Now, if you pay it off early, that's guaranteed savings, 5% or more every year. No risk, no market crashes, no waiting. It's clean, it's simple, it's stress-free. But here's where it gets interesting. The stock market, over the long run, has returned roughly 7% to 8% per year. That means every £1,000 invested could be worth £2,000 in a decade. So while paying off your car saves you interest, investing earns you interest and compounds it. Now imagine you've got £10,000. If you use it to pay off your car loan at 5% interest, you save £500 a year. But if you invest it and earn 8%, you make £800. Over 10 years, that's a £3,000 difference. And that's without adding a single extra pound. So mathematically, investing wins. But here's the twist. Math doesn't care about your emotions, but your emotions control your decisions. When you have debt, even if it's small, it's a mental load. It's the quiet background noise in your brain. You feel it every time that direct debit hits. You might even hesitate to invest because deep down, you feel guilty holding investments while still owing money. That's why the real question isn't just what makes more money. It's what lets you sleep better at night. Now, let's layer in your goals. If you're the kind of person who can handle risk, stay consistent, and ignore market dips, investing might be the smarter move. But if seeing a balance of £0 on your debt motivates you to save and invest more later, paying off the loan could be the better psychological win. So how do we decide? Let's make it simple. Step 1. Check your car loan interest rate. If it's above 7%, pay it off. The return from paying it down beats the average market return. If it's below 5%, investing is more efficient if you've built your emergency fund and can handle some volatility. Step 2. Build your emergency fund first. 3 to 6 months of expenses, no excuses. Because if your car breaks down, your hours get cut, or the boiler dies, you don't want to sell your investments at a loss just to survive. Step 3. Understand opportunity cost. Every pound can only work once. Paying debt gives you guaranteed returns. Investing gives you potential growth. There's no wrong choice, but there is an optimal one for your situation. Now, let's talk about mindset. This is where most people go wrong. They focus on short-term comfort instead of long-term wealth. Imagine you pay off your £15,000 car loan early and feel amazing. But 2 years later, you buy another car on finance again. What did you really learn? You didn't break the cycle. The truth is, real financial freedom doesn't come from just paying debt. It comes from never needing debt again. So instead of thinking either or, think both, but in order. Pay down high-interest debt first. Build your emergency fund. Then invest automatically every month, even small amounts. Because here's something few people realize. Even £200 invested monthly at 8% annual return becomes £295,000 over 35 years. Meanwhile, your car, which loses value every day, is worth nearly nothing in 10. That's why cars are wealth killers if you don't manage them strategically. Now, here's where this gets psychological again. We love cars in the UK, their status, their freedom. They're the one luxury people justify even when it doesn't make financial sense. But here's a mindset shift that changes everything. Your car should never be worth more than your investment portfolio. If it is, your priorities are backwards. This isn't by accident. The universe, or maybe the algorithm, brought you here because you're ready to start thinking like an investor, not just a spender. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, let's call him Sam, had a £22,000 car loan and a £5,000 ISA. He decided to aggressively pay off the loan. 2 years later, he was debt-free, but broke. Another friend, Lisa, had the same debt, but kept minimum payments and invested £300 a month in a SIPP and index funds. After the same 2 years, her investments grew to nearly £8,000. The difference? Lisa had money that was growing for her. Sam only had a paid-off car that kept losing value. Neither was wrong, but one built momentum, and that's what matters most. So here's your rule of thumb. If your debt makes you anxious, pay it off. If your debt is cheap and under control, invest. If you can do both, even better. Split it 50-50 and stay consistent. And let's not forget the human side. Imagine waking up one morning, no debt, investments growing in the background, and knowing your future self is financially bulletproof. That's the real goal. Now let's wrap this up. Paying down your car loan feels safe. Investing feels smart. But the real secret? Consistency beats both. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. It's not about avoiding debt completely. It's about using money as a tool, not a trap. So stop asking, should I pay the car or invest? And start asking, what's the smartest way to make my money work for me? If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Wealth doesn't come from the car you drive. It comes from what you do with the money you didn't spend on it. Comment below with your biggest money mistake. And don't forget to subscribe for more fixes. Because you weren't born just to pay bills. You were born to thrive.